my kind and inquisitive Virgo friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Our Virgo, this week begins with a hush in the background, a subtle, almost private ache that you keep close. It's the feeling of wanting to be truly understood, even as you move gracefully through your routines. You notice the details, yes, but beneath each careful gesture is a longing for connection that isn't always easy to name. There's a restlessness in your chest, a sense that something important is stirring. Though you may not be able to say it aloud, you might find yourself replaying recent conversations, scanning for signs that you were really heard, or wondering if you've offered too much or not quite enough. The tension isn't loud or dramatic, it simply sits with you, coloring your interactions with a shade of vulnerability. There's a part of you that wants to reach out, to express what's moving beneath the surface, but you can feel the weight of wanting to keep everything composed. It's a quiet hope for recognition set against the gentle anxiety that comes with letting someone see your deeper currents. This is where the week opens, with a question lingering between what you show and what you feel. In this space, the energy of the Knight of Cups begins to reveal itself. You are the one who moves through life with a certain grace, guided by emotion, even if you rarely announce it. There's a romanticism in your outlook right now, not in the sense of grand gestures, but in the subtle way you allow feeling to shape your decisions. You may find that your thoughts drift toward what is beautiful or meaningful, longing to bring a touch of gentleness into places that feel harsh or routine. Underneath your practicality, there is a sensitivity that wants to be allowed, a hope that softness does not have to be hidden away. You might notice yourself extending small kindnesses, maybe even before you realize it, a thoughtful message, an extra moment taken to check on someone, a willingness to listen even when you are the one wanting to be heard. There is a quiet courage in this, a way of risking your inner world by letting it ripple out. Yet with that courage comes a certain vulnerability. At times this week you may feel exposed, unsure if your openness is welcome or even noticed. There can be a gentle ache in realizing how much you care and how uncertain the response might be. Still, the Knight of Cups in you moves forward not with bravado but with sincerity, navigating the tension between desire and restraint. You hold your feelings like offerings, both delicate and brave. It's not about being swept away by emotion, but about allowing it to guide you, even when the way forward feels uncertain. In moments where you hesitate, remember that your capacity to feel is not a weakness. It's the very thing that makes your actions meaningful this week. You are learning to trust your own emotional current, to let it carry you beyond the edges of habit, even if only by a little. As this inner state finds its footing, it shapes the landscape of your week. The way you notice and respond to emotional nuance sets the stage for what unfolds next. There is a kind of momentum building, drawn directly from your willingness to be present with what you feel. The path ahead is not random. It is a natural extension of the way you have chosen to show up, tender, attuned, and quietly brave. From here, your choices begin to gather weight, and the world around you starts to answer in kind. This is the space where the 6 of Wands comes into play. The week brings a sense of movement, as if something you've been hoping for is finally gathering recognition, or your efforts are beginning to be seen. Yet this is not the easy kind of attention, it comes with its own pressures. Maybe you sense that expectations are rising, or that your recent openness has put you in a more visible position. There's accomplishment here, but also a tension, The eyes of others, the anticipation of response, the subtle friction between what you hope to express and how it lands. You may feel both proud and unsteady, aware that stepping out with your true feelings makes you vulnerable in ways success alone cannot. The momentum carries you forward, sometimes faster than you imagined, and you may find yourself balancing the thrill of being acknowledged with the nervousness of what comes next. The world seems to be calling out for your participation, perhaps through invitations, feedback, or the echo of your own desires reflected back to you. This can feel validating, but it also brings a whisper of anxiety. Am I ready for what's coming? Do I deserve this moment? The pressures are real, even if they are not overwhelming. There's friction in knowing that attention brings responsibility, and that being seen means risking misunderstanding. Yet through all of this, the thread that connects your actions to your inner heart remains strong. Each moment of momentum is a response to your earlier willingness to feel, to care, to reach out. You are not swept along blindly. You are riding the wave you yourself set in motion. The friction you feel is simply the heat of movement, the natural byproduct of stepping more fully into your own experience. The world is responding because you have offered something true. The challenge now is to stay with yourself, even as you move forward into brighter light. It becomes clear that the possibilities of this week are not simply handed to you. They depend on how you meet the moment, how you engage with the momentum and the recognition that is gathering. If you move through the days on autopilot, the deeper invitations may pass by unnoticed. But if you remain awake to what you feel, if you allow yourself to show up honestly, then something new begins to stir. The path is shaped not by events alone, but by your willingness to meet them with presence. Growth is not guaranteed. It is a living invitation you can choose to accept or not each day. And so, the Page of Cups enters the scene as a gentle possibility. This card does not announce certainty. It stands for the subtle openings that come when you meet your experience with curiosity. If you continue to move from the heart, letting your feelings be guides rather than obstacles, you may notice unexpected moments of wonder. Perhaps a conversation deepens in a way you didn't predict. Perhaps you notice beauty in a place you have overlooked, or a small gesture from someone else reminds you that you are not alone. The Page of Cups is not about grand transformation, but about remaining available to surprise, to the gentle shifts that happen when you let go of expectation and allow yourself to be touched by the present. Growth this week looks like a softening, a willingness to be moved even when you thought you knew what was coming. It's the moment you realize that your inner world is not a barrier, but a bridge. When you meet the world with this kind of openness, you invite a different kind of connection, one that is based on shared feeling rather than performance. The invitation is to wonder, to see what happens if you let your guard down just enough to notice the gifts in front of you. These gifts may be quiet, but they are real, and they have the power to change your experience from the inside out. Nothing is promised, but so much becomes possible when you let your heart be present, even in small ways. When you step back and look at the week as a whole, a gentle arc becomes visible. You begin with longing, the quiet wish to be seen, the vulnerability of caring deeply. You move through the days as the Knight of Cups, allowing that feeling to shape your actions, risking small acts of openness. This inner movement gives rise to outer recognition. The Six of Wands brings attention, momentum, and the pressures that come with being seen. Through it all, you carry the thread of sincerity, remembering that your feelings are not weaknesses but guides. The week's true potential is found not in achievement alone, but in the willingness to meet each moment with curiosity and softness. The Page of Cups reminds you that growth is not always loud. Sometimes it is the quiet shift that happens when you let yourself be moved. Your vulnerability becomes your strength, your openness, a doorway to deeper connection. In this way, the week weaves together longing, recognition, and new beginnings, all anchored in your ability to stay present with what you feel. There is reassurance here. that you do not have to force change nor hide your heart. What is most important is that you remain open to your own experience, trusting that this is where meaning is found. The tension that began the week softens into understanding, and the ache for recognition finds its answer in the small, real moments of connection you allow. Actionable insights for Virgo this week. This week, gentle self-recognition can help soften any inner tension that lingers. You could try letting one small feeling be seen, just enough to feel honest, not exposed. It might bring relief to notice where your efforts are already being received, even if only in quiet ways. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I notice what I feel. Without judgment, my efforts are seen. Even in silence, it is safe for me to show a little more. I trust the gentle changes unfolding in me. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.